Hi, I'm Mike Bastinelli, the Public Information Officer for the Yakima Police Department, and it's time once again for our Tuesday tips. And joining me, Yakima Police Traffic Sergeant Jim Moore. And we want to talk to Sergeant Moore today because schools are starting this week, and that means school zones will be active. So we want to make sure that kids are safe on their way to school this week and throughout the year.
Correct, yeah. Go ahead and start looking for those school zones that have been dormant all summer long. They're going to start firing back up again in the mornings and in the afternoons. They are in different times depending on what school you're at and depending where you are around the city. But they will be coming on in the mornings and the afternoons, trying to slow the cars down for the extra pedestrian and extra vehicle traffic, not just school buses, but also a lot of the parents, grandparents, or caregivers driving the kids to school. There's going to be a lot more activity in those school zones, so please slow down.
And of course, folks have had a couple of months without those school zones active, so they got to get in the habit of just slowing down before you get to the schools.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I know a lot of times we drive out of habit, and last couple of months we haven't had them turned on, but they will be on now.
So how serious are the fines if you get caught speeding through a school zone?
They're pretty serious. They're an increased fine over a normal speeding ticket. Base fine for speeding in a school zone is at $214, and they increase pretty quick from there. Not to mention you pay the ticket up front, you're going to end up increased insurance rates most likely. You're going to be paying for that ticket for the years to come.
Now, as officers, do you give a little bit of leeway, or is there not much wiggle room when you go through a school zone?
We run the school zones pretty hard because in those school zones with the extra kids that are there, when things go bad, they go bad pretty quick. So we do patrol those pretty strictly.
And of course, school buses will be out. Talk about the difference between a 2-lane road and a 4-lane road when you come upon a school bus.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't too sure what to do with the school buses when they come across them, when they're loading and unloading kids with their lights and stop signs out. If you're on a 2-lane road, everybody needs to stop. So either direction, 2-lane road, if the bus is stopping, everybody else stops as well. If you're dealing with a 3-lane or greater road that run in opposite direction, when the bus stops with the stop sign and its lights, only traffic in the same direction of the bus stops. So opposing traffic can continue as long as it's 3 lanes or more.
And I see a lot of folks stopping, coming the other way. Like we're standing in front of Franklin Middle School, and there's a 4-lane road in front of us. So if you're coming the opposite way and you see a school bus on this street, you don't need to stop.
That's exactly it, Mike. Go ahead and keep going if you're doing the opposite direction, but if you're the same direction as the bus, you do need to stop.
But if you're behind a bus or in a 2-lane coming the other way, stop, or else it could be dangerous.
That's exactly it.
So one final word to the folks as schools open this week.
Just be careful, be a little more vigilant to this. I know you're used to not slowing down or stopping around schools. Be careful for that. I know a lot of people drive their kids, especially on the first day of school, adds a whole lot more traffic than normal, gets backed up out to the roads. Just take your time now, and hopefully it'll save you a lot of money in the long run.
So folks, pay attention as you go through school zones. We want the kids to get to school safely, and we want them to get home safely. We'll see you next time for our Tuesday Tips.